Bug Fables may have the most well-balanced strategic combat I have ever seen in an RPG. Now, that's quite a compliment, considering the small size of the team, and the small little detail that it's not even out yet. But I stand by it. Going into the game, I fully expected it to nail the Paper Mario aesthetic and writing. You can see the footage on the screen yourself if you don't believe me. I had high hopes for the world design, because it was open-ended, even more so than some games in the actual Paper Mario series. Even as just a demo, the game already had the most important elements, from lovable characters to plentiful side quests to a food-based crafting system. But what I never would have expected was for it to understand what didn't work in Paper Mario, and evolve it into something truly special. Paper Mario's core battle system, for those unaware, is simple, elegant, and infinitely rewarding toward the player creatively. It builds most of its combat on 3 elements: jumping, hammering, and positioning. The way these 3 elements play with each other is where most of the strategy lies. Jumping can usually hit any enemy on the field, but you can't jump on spikes or fire, while hammering can only strike the first enemy in front, but can pierce defenses and can hit any enemy that'd be unsafe for your jump. This system mostly works, but it does run into some issues. Simplicity was needed for a Mario RPG, but unfortunately, most of the strategy in combat is don't jump on the spiky or fiery things, or oh, don't hammer the flying things. But it's when Mario goes on the defensive that the system's shortcomings become really apparent. In the first game, only Mario had health points, giving him a massive HP pool by necessity, and relegating any defensive actions to use Smooch or Focus, so you can use Smooch again. The sequel tried to remedy this by giving Mario's partners health too, letting Mario's party have the same kind of positioning dynamic as their foes. However, a majority of enemies just hit whoever's in front or both party members at the same time, so Mario can just hide behind his partners, sacrificing them one by one as meat shields, making the durability problem even worse. Bug Fables fixes all of these issues. For starters, there are 3 characters, and all of them are roughly equal in usefulness. Each one has very low health, making dying a constant concern, with level ups only providing gradual bonuses. The character that's put in front is attacked most often, but the other 2 aren't completely safe either. They all have a unique basic attack, and these tend to be a lot more engaging than Jump or Hammer ever were. V's Beamerang might still hit anything on the screen just like a jump, but now it will always knock down flying enemies as well, letting her allies follow up. Kaboo's horn can still pierce defenses like a hammer, but now it'll flip enemies over, leading to more interesting enemy interactions. Even better are their special skills. Kaboo can taunt enemies into attacking him to act as a defensive measure, or charge through all enemies on the ground in the game's most powerful attack. Leaf has a strong defensive debuff that is basically required for the bonus boss, and I'm particularly fond of V's healing move. It's the only healing skill in the game, and it only heals a measly 4 HP, making the choice of whether or not you should heal actually interesting. Having to think in an RPG? What a concept! All of these are good ideas, but nothing truly revolutionary. No. What's astounding, and probably my favorite element in the entire game, is the turn relay system. With this system, any party member can take the turn of any other party member. This small mechanic hugely increases your options. Want to knock down 2 flying enemies so Kaboo can charge through them all? Give V 2 turns and you can do that. Want Kaboo to taunt this turn so Leaf doesn't die, but also flip over that spiky caterpillar? You can do that. And best of all, the game reduces the attack power of any character that gets another turn, which means that you have to consider if that trade-off is worth it. It's so simple, but it elegantly turns Paper Mario into the strategic balancing act of mechanics that it was always so painfully close to becoming. Or at least it is on hard mode. I don't know about normal mode, because I'm not a weak chump! Also, you can just restart any fight if you lose, so you have no excuse. Bring it. You need look no further than the Spider Boss to get this kind of gameplay in action. With a massive 40 HP, the Spider is the toughest enemy you've faced by far. Fitting for a boss that's been teased with 2 impossible scripted battles earlier. The Spider can pull itself upward with its silk, so keeping V alive to smack him down is not only a priority, but almost required. Later on, he'll use his deadly Poison Breath attack, which is very difficult to defend against, and poisons your entire party should you fail the action command. To make matters worse, he summons 2 enemies alongside him, one of which almost needs to be flipped over by Kaboo to keep it from overwhelming the party. You could use Tornado Toss to deal some extra damage or Break to lower the Spider's defenses, but remember that TP is at a premium here, and every point you spend on those is less you can spend on healing. The Spider will start attacking multiple times every turn, and with every character only having about 10 HP, that adds up fast. And even if you kill the Spider, you have to kill his lackeys too before the battle ends. The game gives you the tools to win, since you can customize your party every turn. But despite that, no matter what you do, the battle is gonna be close, and you're probably gonna lose at least one party member. It's a victory only earned through legitimate strategy from the player. And good action command timing helps keep the dynamic, you see. Anyway, the game isn't perfect, but it's already stupidly polished for a demo. There's a couple minor things that could be tweaked, like how the non-combat based speed-up medal should probably be free, and how Leaf could have a bit more utility with his basic attack so he's as useful as the other 2 characters. But even if the minutia of combat isn't as important to you as it is to me, I still highly recommend you check out the game for its delightful world, colorful cast of characters, and more engaging minute-to-minute gameplay than even my massive nostalgia for the original Paper Mario can't compete with. I'll gladly fork over my cash when this comes out next year, since there's already so much good to talk about. Unfortunately, there's only so much time in this video, so I hope you'll settle for this little look into how to design for combat.